Hi everybody, I'm Elizabeth. Welcome to my guest room. We normally practice on the patio together, but tonight it's a little chilly outside and I thought it would be nice to do a practice inside that's maybe a little more mellow than the ones I've done so far. This is the 5th video I've done for TCC during the COVID-19 epidemic, and I'm happy you're able to join me. Let's start in a comfortable seat. Rock a little bit from side to side. Anchor into your sitting bones. Find your comfortable seat. Bring your shoulders up on an inhale. Exhale and roll the shoulders down your back. Sit up nice and tall. Scan your body for any signs of tension or discomfort. And if you identify any of those, just let some of that tension go with your exhale. Bring your left hand to your belly and your right hand to your chest. As you inhale, bring the air into your left hand and then up into your right hand. And as you exhale, let it release out of the right hand and then out of the left hand. And just take a few breaths here, breathing into your hands one at a time, inflating the belly, lifting the chest, and then exhaling out of the chest and out of the belly. And continue to breathe like that with your hands away from the torso, just resting comfortably on your knees. Inhale into the belly, fill all the way up into the top of the chest, and exhale out of the chest and out of the belly. Draw your hands together at heart center, pressing the thumbs to your sternum. Take a deep inhale and bow toward your fingertips on your exhale, and find the intention you'd like to guide this practice. Seal that intention to your heart. Take your hands down to the knees and roll your shoulders back, lifting your chin and your chest. Open your eyes, welcoming yourself to your practice. Let's come over onto hands and knees to start. Bringing your hands right below your shoulders, your knees right below your hips, tuck your toes under, and then with your inhale, lift the tailbone, lift your heart. With your exhale, tuck the tailbone, round your back, tuck your chin, push the floor away. Inhale to come forward, and exhale to round. And just keep working back and forth like this, easing any tension you've discovered out of your shoulders, out of your lower back. On your next inhale, come to a flat back, and then send both feet back behind you to plank. Then lower your knees, turn the tops of your feet over, and push yourself back into a child's pose. Look forward, and on your inhale, bend the elbows out to the side, drag your chest forward on the mat, and bring yourself up into a little cobra pose, rolling your shoulders back. On your exhale, push up first to your knees and then back to child's pose. Look forward. On your inhale, bend the elbows out, take the chest forward, and bring yourself back up into cobra, a little higher. Pick up to your knees and then back to child's pose. Look forward, bring the chest forward, and draw yourself up into cobra nice and high. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, and push back to downward facing dog. Feel free to adjust your pose on the mat. If you, like me, you've moved back a little bit, you can adjust the position of your hands and feet. Bend your knees a little, push your hips from side to side. Take any adjustments you need. Look toward your hands and walk up to forward bend. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold. Soften your knees and roll all the way up. Reach your arms up, take a little back bend, and exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale and circle your arms. Exhale and float forward all the way down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Soften your knees. Step back with your left foot coming to a high lunge here on the right. Lower your left knee, and on your inhale, rise up, half crescent. With the exhale, sink into it a little bit. Relax your shoulders, look up, and lean back. Bring the hands back down, straighten your back leg, and then lean forward a little bit, step forward, back into forward bend. Inhale, long back. Exhale, bow. Send the right foot back, coming to a high lunge here on the left. Lower the right knee, and then sweep up to half crescent. Lower the hips, relax the shoulders, look up and lean back. Take the hands down, straighten your right leg, lean forward a little bit, and then straighten the left leg and bring your right foot back down to forward bend. Inhale, long back. Exhale and bow. Inhale to rise up. Reach up, little back bend at the top. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale and circle the arms. Exhale, swan dive forward all the way down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees, left foot back. Lower the left knee, rise up, one breath. Exhale, hands down. Straighten back up to forward bend. Inhale, long back. Exhale, fold, send the right foot back, lower the knee. Inhale, up. One breath. Exhale, down. Straighten the right leg. Step forward, back into forward bend. Inhale, long back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise up. Reach up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale again, circle the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, long back. Exhale, fold. This time with soft knees, step back to plank. Lower your chest. Inhale to cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Two more breaths here. On your inhale, come up to your toes. Extend your right leg up behind you. On the exhale, bring the knee below your chest and place your right foot between your hands. Drop the left knee. Inhale, up, half crescent. Exhale, down. Step back to downward dog. Come back to the toes, left leg up. Exhale, high lunge. Lower the right knee. Inhale, up, half crescent. Exhale, hands down. And downward dog. You can choose to stay here, take a child's pose, or inhale to plank. Exhale, down. Inhale for cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward and walk up, forward bend. Inhale, long back. Exhale, bow. Soften the knees, rise up, reach up, little back bend, and exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale again, circle the arms. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold, soften the knees, step back, plank. Lower to your chest. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale to your toes, right leg up. Exhale, high lunge. Soften the left knee, rise up for full crescent. When you're upright, you can straighten the back leg, sink into the lunge, and then lift up your chest. Exhale the hands down, and return to downward dog. Come back up to your toes, left leg up. Exhale, high lunge. Soften the right knee a little and come up for full crescent, left side. Exhale and sink into it a little. Broaden the shoulders, look up, lean back. Exhale, hands down, and return to downward dog. Stay here, take child's pose, or inhale plank. Exhale down, inhale cobra, and exhale downward facing dog. Look forward and walk up, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and bow. Soften your knees and rise up, reach up, and exhale, hands to your heart. Take your hands behind your hips and interlace them there. Tucking your hips under, tighten your kneecaps, and on your inhale, pick up the chest as you straighten your arms. On your exhale, bow forward and lift your hands up and overhead. Lean a little bit into it. And if you need to, you can slide the fingers apart, bending at your wrists or at your knuckles if you can't keep the heels and the hands together. Release your hands to the floor. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale and bow. Walk your feet out a little bit wider. Lengthen your spine again, coming into monkey pose. And then walk your hands over to the right. On your exhale, bowing towards your right shin. Pull the right shoulder closer to the hip. Come back to center. Reset your shoulders. Take the hands to the left, and on your exhale, fold. Walk yourself back to center. Bring the feet back below the hips. And with soft knees, roll up, reach up, and exhale. Hands to your heart. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, fold back forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold, soften the knees, step back with the left foot. Lower the left knee, inhale up, half crescent. Exhale, hands down. Straighten the back leg, downward dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, walk up, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, bow. Send the right foot back. Lower the right knee. Inhale, up, half crescent. Exhale, hands down. Straighten the right leg and return to downward dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward and walk up to forward bend. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise up, reach up, and exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale again, circle the arms. Exhale and fold back down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees, step back to plank. Continue your exhale as you lower down. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale up to your toes, right leg up. Exhale, step through, high lunge. Drop your left heel and walk your hands 45 degrees to your left. On your inhale, lift your chest. And on your exhale, sink your right shoulder into the inner knee. Try to keep your right hip directly behind the heel. That may mean that if you're pushing out back a little bit, you're going to be bringing that heel and the hip right in line over the center of the mat. Lift again, exhale and refold. Bring yourself back up, come back into the lunge, and step back, downward facing dog. Come up to the toes, left leg up. Exhale, high lunge. Drop the right heel this time, walk the hands 45 degrees to the right. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale and sink. Keep that right hip directly behind the heel. So if your left hip is way out here, pull the hips over the middle of the mat, lift your chest again, and then refold. Walk yourself back to the lunge and step back, downward facing dog. Stay here, take a child's pose or inhale to plank. Exhale down, inhale cobra, and exhale, downward dog. Look forward and walk up, forward bend. Inhale, little lift. Exhale and fold. Soften your knees and roll all the way up. Reach your arms up and exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale again, circle the arms. Exhale and float forward all the way down. Inhale, long back. Exhale, fold, soften the knees, step back with the left foot, high lunge. Lower the knee, low lunge. Inhale up, half crescent. Exhale, hands down. Straighten the back leg. Drop the left heel. Walk the hands 45 degrees to the left. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale and sink. Maybe this time you can bring yourself down a little bit lower. And if you need some assistance, you can bring a block underneath your elbows. Give yourself a little bit of height. If you don't need it, you can just lower your chest. Keep that right hip behind the right heel. Walk back into the lunge. Push back to downward dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale down. Inhale cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Look forward, walk up, forward bend. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, bow. Send the right foot back, high lunge to start. Lower the right knee, inhale up, half crescent. Exhale, hands down. Straighten the right leg, drop the heel. Walk the hands 45 degrees to your right. Inhale here. And exhale to bow. Maybe you can take your elbows all the way down to the floor. If not, you can bring a block under your elbows, or you can just rest on your hands. Rise back up, back to the high lunge, and then downward facing dog. Stay here, find child's pose, or flow through the vinyasa by inhaling to plank, exhaling down, inhale to cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward and walk up, forward bend. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, bow. And inhale to rise up. Reach up, little back bend. And exhale, hands to your heart. I'm going to adjust my mat because here on the carpet it seems to be scooting back on me a little bit. So I'm just going to pull it forward slightly. I'm also going to remove my sweater because I'm starting to get warm after all of those crescent lunges. Come back to the top of your mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, bow. And step back to plank. Continue the exhale as you lower to your chest. Inhale for cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take your feet a little wider than hip distance apart. And come up to your toes. Inhale here. And on your exhale, lower your heels to the left, pressing your hips open to the left as you open up on the right side of your ribs. Come back to your toes. And then lower the heels to the right. Push the right hip over to the right side of the mat and open up here on the left side of your ribs. Come back to center. Inhale the right leg up behind you. Exhale and step through, high lunge. Lower your left heel and rise up for warrior two. Take that left arm back like somebody's going to tug on it, getting yourself nice and level, nice and straight. And then turn your gaze over your right hand. Drop your hands behind your hips, interlace them there, and start to straighten the arms as you lift the chest. On the exhale, bow your right shoulder into the inner knee and lift your hands up and overhead. Release and come back up into warrior two. So the base of the pose stays the same through all of that. Take the hands down. Step back to downward dog. Inhale to your toes, left leg up. Exhale, high lunge. Lower the right heel and rise up for warrior two. Again, you want the arms wide, hips open, little tuck in the hips. Turn your gaze over the back of your left hand. And then bind your hands behind your hips. Straighten the arms, lift your chest. And on your exhale, bow forward, bringing your left shoulder inside the knee. Release your hands to the floor, return to your lunge, and step back, downward dog. You can stay here, you can take a child's pose, or inhale, plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Look forward and walk up, forward bend. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and fold. Soften the knees and roll all the way up to standing. Reach your arms up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale again, circle the arms. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, long back. Exhale, fold, soften the knees, step back, plank. Continue to exhale as you lower down. Inhale for cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to your toes, right leg up. Exhale, step through, high lunge. Lower your left heel, cartwheel back up to warrior two. Lower your left hand and reach up with the right coming into reverse warrior. Getting a good stretch here on the right side of your ribs. Sink into the lunge a little bit, keeping your right knee mostly over the heel. Come back into warrior two. Bend your right elbow, lower it to the knee, and reach up with your left arm, coming into a high side angle pose. Look down and lower back to your lunge. Return to downward dog. Inhale to your toes, left leg up. Exhale, high lunge. Lower the right heel, come up for warrior two. Open up the chest, sink a little more into the lunge, and then reverse it by dropping your right hand, reaching up with the left. Come back to warrior two. Bend your left elbow and reach up, coming up into your high side angle pose. Look down, return to your lunge, and return to downward dog. Stay here, take a child's pose or inhale, plank. Exhale down. Inhale to cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward and walk up, forward bend. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, bow. Soft knees, roll up. Reach up, little back bend. And exhale, hands to your heart. Now come down to seated, and we'll do a little bit of work on the floor, getting into the inner thighs a bit. Extend your feet out wide on the mat. So they don't need to be much more than shoulder distance apart. They could be slightly wider. Okay? And then push the hips back. Take your hands to your shins, keeping your back mostly flat. Lean forward and bring your elbows down onto your knees. You can internally rotate your legs so that you get a little bit more of the seam on the floor or toward the floor. Take another little lift. And on your exhale, start to walk down a little farther. Keep a flex going in both feet. And if you like, you can reach for your feet, hold on to them, or you can hold on to your ankles. Pick yourself back up. And I'm going to demonstrate that pose from the side so that you can see what's happening with the lower back. So, same pose here. Be mindful about what's happening right here. We don't want to bow so far forward that we slump into the lower back. So when you lean forward, we want to keep the back mostly flat. It may round a little bit, but don't push the back open like that. If you do, that's an indication that you need to come up a little higher, internally rotate the legs, and then bring the heart forward as you start to sink your elbows down toward your knees, maybe reaching for your feet. Inhale. Exhale. Take a little bit more of a fold, bend a little more deeply into it. Again, if you bring your upper back up and round into your lower back, come up a little higher until you can take the heart slightly farther forward. And then walk yourself back up. Keeping your left leg open out to the left, bring your right foot in front of the pelvis. Extend your left arm out toward your left foot and lean over to take a hold of your foot. If you can't hold onto the foot, you can hold onto the ankle, or you can take a strap or a towel around the bottom of the foot instead. Bring your right hand to the hip and roll that right shoulder back, just like you would in your side angle pose. And with your exhale, start to lean down, bringing your elbow down to the knee. And you can either hold on to the big toe or hold on to the foot or just grip the ankle. Roll that top shoulder back again and see if you can slide down a little farther. And then you have the option to extend the right arm up, internally rotate that shoulder, and then reach over and see if you can take hold of that foot. If not, hang it out here is fine. If you can bring yourself down so that your elbow's on the floor on the inside of the knee and reach for that foot with both hands. Bring yourself back up and we'll try the other side. Extend the right foot out, bringing the left foot in front of the pelvis. Extend your right hand off toward your ankle and then just start to lean down and see if you can take a hold of it here. I'm going to try to back up so I get a little bit more of myself in the screen here. Reach for that foot and start by either holding onto the toe, holding onto the ankle, or holding onto the foot. Roll the left shoulder back this time and see if you can bring your elbow down onto the knee. With your exhale, you can sink into it a little bit more. You have the option to extend the left arm up. And then you can internally rotate that arm, drop it, reaching for the other hand, or you can just stay up here if this feels fine to you. You don't have to bow all the way in, but if you'd like to, you certainly can. Take both hands to the toe. Release and bring yourself back up. And then bring both feet forward. Bounce them out a little bit. So I gotta scoot back so you can see bouncing knees. And then we're going to work a little bit into the hamstrings on each side. We've been doing the inner thigh for a while. So bring your left foot back into the right inner thigh. On your inhale, extend your arms up, take a big stretch. On your exhale, reach forward and hinge for that right foot from your hips. So we want to again bring the heart forward rather than rounding into the back. We want to take the chest in this direction. Inhale again, take a little lift. Exhale and bow. Press your right knee down a little bit so that you take some of the air gap out from underneath that knee. Inhale again, take a little lift. Exhale and fold. Release and walk yourself back up. Same thing on the other side, left foot forward, bring the right foot into the inner thigh, extend the arms up, get a big stretch, and exhale, reach for your left foot. Inhale, pick up your chest a little, exhale, and bow in. And if you don't have the flexibility on one side that you have on the other, don't be surprised. We're often asymmetrical that way. If one side is much easier for you than the other, you can use a blocker on the bottom of the foot. Give yourself something to pull against so you can hold on to the block instead of holding on to the foot. Again, take a little lift in your chest. Exhale and lower. On your inhale, rise back up. Extend both legs forward, bouncing them out. And then this time we're going to stretch the right quad again, but we're going to take the left foot over and deposit the left knee on top of the right knee so that the weight of your right leg is pinned by the weight of your left leg. Same stretch, inhale the arms up. Exhale, reach for your right foot. And it's harder because your left knee is anchoring your right leg and making it a little bit straighter. It's harder to cheat the pose this way. Inhale, little lift. Exhale and bow. And potentially you can take your chin around your top knee. Release and pick back up. Same thing on the other side. Left foot forward. Bring your right foot across to the other side of the left leg and lower your right knee on top of the left knee. Flex into your left foot. Inhale, arms up. Exhale and bow forward. Hold on here. Take a little lift in your chest and exhale, refold. Keep sinking the weight of your chest onto that right leg so that it pins the left leg down and it'll diminish the amount of space you have under your left knee. Inhale again, little pickup. Exhale and bow. Release and bring yourself back up. Extend both legs forward and bounce them out a little bit. We're going to work a couple of quadricep stretches now. So I'll start with the left side and you can see what's happening here. We're going to go into a fully reclined half hero's pose. Lean onto your right hip and bring your left foot beside the left hip. Shove your calf muscle out of the way if you need to. And then we want to snuggle your left hip up against that heel. If you need a little bit more space, you can move the whole leg over to your left or you can move your hips over to the right. Just find yourself there with a nice good long stretch in the knee. And then take your hands behind you, leaning back onto the heels of your hands. Pick your hips up, give them a little tuck. And then see if you can recline to your elbows. And if you roll up onto the right hip here, this is as far as you should go. If you can lift and lower the hips and resettle the left hip back down next to the foot, then you have the option, if you'd like, to lower all the way down to your shoulders. To come up out of this, bring yourself up onto your elbows first, and then walk up to your hands, and then release. And I'll turn to the other side so you can see the same thing on the right. Bring that right foot back next to the hip, rolling onto the left hip so you have room to move your calf muscle out of the way. And then you can settle your hip up really close to the heel, hoping that I have enough room behind me before I'm going to hit that table. And just like we did on the first side, take the hands behind you, pick up the hips, give them a little tuck, and settle down. See if you can lower to your elbows. If this makes you roll up onto the left hip, this hip comes up, then bring yourself back down and don't go any lower. If you've got a little bit more room to give, you can lower all the way down to your shoulders. I'm fairly far clear of that table. Bink. Sink a little more weight into your right hip, into your shoulders, and you get this deep stretch in the quad and the knee. To release, push into your elbows, come up to the elbows first, and then bring yourself up, lean onto the left hip, and swing yourself back around. Bouncing out your knees so that you get a little bit of release of tension up there in the knees. Coming back into a butterfly pose or a cobbler's pose, hold on to your ankles, roll the shoulders back, get your nice high chest. And on your exhale, bow in, bringing your elbows down to the inner knees. Inhale here, take a little lift. Exhale and fold. Grip your toes with your left hand and bring your right hand to the knee. Roll the right shoulder back. So you sit up a little bit and then extend your right arm up. Internally rotate it and then reach over a little bit to your left. If you find this makes you tip over, you fall all the way over, then just keep the hand at the hip or the hand at the knee. Bring yourself back up and come back to your butterfly pose or your cobbler's pose. Inhale again, lift your chest. Exhale, refold. Take your right hand around the toes, left hand to the knee. Roll the left shoulder back this time, and anchor your right elbow either in front of the shin or on top of the calf muscle so that you've got something to lean into. And then you have the option to extend your left arm. Internally rotate that, and then reach over if you like. If that makes you collapse over, timber, onto the right side, then better to stay up a little higher or to keep the hand at the hip rather than to extend the arm and reach over to the right. Bring yourself back up. And now we're going to try to put all of those poses together into a revolved head of the knee pose, Parvata Janu Shirshasana. So this looks a little pretzel-y, but it's kind of fun, and it's actually a little bit easier than it looks. So bear with me while we try it, okay? Extend your left leg out to the left and bring your right foot beside you the same way that we did in our half reclined hero's pose. Now shove that calf muscle out of the way. And then pick yourself up onto your hands. With your left hand, reach underneath the body, underneath your right thigh, and take a hold of your right ankle. And then sit back down, extend your right arm up, internally rotate the arm, and reach to take a hold of your left foot. It's kind of pretzel-y. Bring yourself back up and slide your left hand out from underneath the body. We'll try it on the other side. Extend the right leg out, bring the left foot beside the hip, shoving that calf muscle out of your way. Walk yourself forward, coming onto your hands. Take your right hand underneath the thigh and grab hold of your left ankle. Sit back down and then lower your right shoulder into the inner thigh. Extend your left arm up, internally rotate, and reach to take a hold of that toe. Release your left arm back up, slide the right hand out from underneath the body, and then come back into a simple cross-legged pose. We're going to do a couple of simple seated twists. Turn to your left, placing your right hand on the left knee, left hand behind you. Draw the left shoulder back, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale to revolve. Bring yourself back to center. And then we'll take the same twist to the other side. Left hand comes to right knee, right hand behind you. Draw the right shoulder back, sit up tall. And exhale to revolve. Bring yourself back to center, and then come over onto hands and knees, and we'll do a revolved child's pose. Start in your tabletop. You can tuck your toes to start, or you can turn the feet over, whichever you prefer. Just get the nice square base where you have knees below your hips, hands below your shoulders. With your toes tucked under, or your toes flat, thread your right arm underneath the left and bring your head down to the mat. Anchor into that bottom arm, and then take your left hand off to the side slightly, rolling that left shoulder back. Then extend your left arm up. Don't put too much weight in your head. You just need to have the temple down. Press mostly into your right arm. Bring the left hand back to the mat and press yourself back up to your tabletop. Same thing on the other side. Thread your left arm under the right and bring that left shoulder down. Extend the right arm up. Anchoring into your left arm, not so much into your head or your neck. Take the right hand down and press yourself back up to a tabletop. So we'll take another variation of that, which should give you an option to challenge the abs if you'd like to. If you don't feel like doing this variation, just take the same variation we practiced in your simple revolve child's pose. Thread the right arm under and bring your right shoulder down. Left hand comes off to the side, roll the shoulder back, extend the left arm up. This time, pick up your left foot and bring it into your hand. And you can grab onto the foot there and kick into it, lifting yourself up. Let go of the foot and bring yourself back up to your tabletop. Other side, thread the left arm under the right, bring the right hand off to the side, extend the right arm up, and this time anchoring into your left foot, pick up the right foot and bring it into your hand. And then kick up into your hand if you like. Let go, bring yourself back down into the tabletop and press yourself back up. Cross your ankles and tip back to seated. Extending both legs forward, keeping the legs long, bring the right knee up and then cross that right foot over the left leg. Wrap your left arm around the knee and grab the left hand with your right hand. Draw your right shoulder back and turn to your right. You have the option to stay here, or you can take your right hand behind you, prop yourself up, and bring your left elbow to the outside of the knee and revolve. Slowly unwind, bring yourself back to center, and we'll do the other side. Extend the right foot forward, left knee up, cross that foot over, and then wrap your right elbow around the left knee. Take hold of the right hand with your left and pull the left shoulder back, sitting up tall. And here's where you can decide to stay put, if you feel confident in your twist here, or you can take the left hand behind you, bring the right elbow out to the outside of the knee, and crank yourself around a little bit more deeply using the pressure of your upper arm against the knee and propping yourself up with your left arm. So you're going to use your left bicep into the center of your back. Unwind, bring yourself back to center. And then we're going to take Paschimottanasana, simple forward bend. Inhale the arms up. Exhale and reach forward. Take a hold of both feet. And if you notice that you round back, again, you lean back onto your tailbone. Come up a little higher, get your back a little more flat, and then lean forward from there, holding onto your feet. Or you can take a strap or a towel around your legs if you like, around your feet. Inhale again, little lift. Exhale and bow. Bring more of your belly down to the legs, keeping the heart moving forward. Inhale again, little pickup. Exhale and fold. One more time. Inhale, little lift. And exhale, bow deeply. Find around the neck, round the back, and bring your chin into your chest. Look forward and bring yourself back up. Bend your knees, bring your hips close to your feet, and come down onto your back. Cross your right ankle above your left knee. And do a little hip stretch here. Look up and reach through that hole with your right hand. Pick the left knee up and interlace your hands around the back of your left leg. And then slowly lower your shoulders back to the floor. Take your head down and use the pressure of your arms to help draw your right shin a little closer to the chest. Let go. And then keeping the unit of your legs right where it is, drop everything over to the left, but keep your right shoulder down. So we want that right knee pointing toward the ceiling. And you can extend your right arm out beside you. Bring yourself back up, and we'll do the other side. Uncross the right foot, bring the left ankle above the right knee. Push that left knee forward. And then look up, reach through, lace your fingers behind your right thigh, and then roll the shoulders back down as you draw your left shin a little closer to your chest. Keeping both feet flexed, and you can ease up a little bit on your inhale and draw it in a little bit more on your exhale. Use your breath to help you find the stretch that's right for you. Let go of the right leg, and then keeping your shoulders right where they are, drop the legs over to your right, rolling onto your right hip. And you can prop up your left knee, extend your left arm out beside you. Slowly release and bring yourself back onto your back. Set your feet down. Lift and lower your hips a couple of times. And then we're going to come down into our final relaxation pose. If you like a traditional Shavasana, you can extend your legs out long on the mat. Or if you prefer a reclined cobbler, you can lift and lower your hips, bringing the soles of your feet together, and keep the heels close to the pelvis. Whichever variation you prefer. You can remain here and relax for as long as you like. Return to the breath that we used at the beginning of the practice, to first inhale into the low belly, and then inhale into the chest, out of the chest, and then out of the belly. You don't need to have your hands in position to engage that breath, but if you prefer it, you can keep the hands left hand to belly, right hand to chest. And allow your breath to be long, smooth, and even. When you're ready to come out of this, bring your knees up and into the chest, holding onto your shins. Rock a little bit from side to side. Roll onto one side in a fetal pose, and then press yourself back up to seated. Returning to a simple cross-legged pose, letting your hands rest on top of your knees again. Roll the shoulders back. And bring your hands back to heart center, taking a deep inhale, bowing toward your fingertips on your exhale, with gratitude for yourself, for your practice, and for the intention you chose to guide your practice today. And decide how your intention might guide you through the rest of your day or the rest of your week, off of your mat. I thank you very much for sharing your time with me, for sharing your practice with me. The light in my heart salutes and honors the light in yours. Namaste.